Well, g'day everyone. I'm here in beautiful Barclay Homestead. We've rented a cabin here for the night, moving out of that cabin and moving into a motel room today. But this stream is going to be on creation, and Margie and I have travelled, I don't know, over 1,000 kilometres. Probably close to 1,000 miles, even 1,600 kilometers. I don't know. I'm not good at calculating such things. What was it, about 500 to Catherine, 100 to, what did we travel yesterday? No, it's probably about 1,000 kilometers. G'day, Kevin. You got time to hop on, mate? We'll be going live with Joel. Well, I've gone live, but Joel will be on in about half an hour. Well, the presentation starts. I don't know when Joel's going to actually join me. And that reminds me, if you're on YouTube, I've got to send out the link to people. I can't send it to my StreamYard group because I can only do that on my PC for some reason. You know what I should do? I should create a draft email with the StreamYard group and then copy that email every time I want to send a, excuse me, and Christian Carpenter. Brilliant. Let's pause that. I can't mute. I can't mute YouTube. So share via Gmail. And now I've got to try and remember all the members of my StreamYard group. From Graham to Jesse, Margie, Nicholas. Who else is there? Conrad? No, haven't got Conrad's email address. Who did I just add? Nicholas. No, it's deleted him. Sorry, my laptop's going. My tablet's going slow. I'm not on my laptop. And let's put live. Who else should I send it out to? Ah, stupid tablet. Oh, mosquitoes. Yay. Sorry, I was trying to send out an email. Oops. Yep, got the mosquito. How do I show you the mosquito? Where's the camera? Up there, no. That's the camera right there. Oh, you can't even see it now. Too close. I just killed that mosquito. Yeah, Christian Carpenter, I guess that you were, what was your name? Oh, there's another mosquito. Jeez, I hope they don't carry any diseases. Am I back? Can you hear me? Oh, and I haven't given you the StreamYard link. Copy. Oh, I'm terrible. I've forgotten everyone's names because I haven't done this for so long. So if you want to join me, there's the StreamYard link. Jeremy in Tennessee, if I remember correctly. One of the places that if I was in the US, that's where I'd want to be. I don't want to be near Jeremy. I'd love to be near you, Kevin, but there's no way I'm going anywhere near New York. Tennessee, Kentucky. Is it called the Panhandle of Florida? Actually, Florida is usually pretty good. Add to stream. As long as you stay out of the cities, Florida's good, isn't it? Let's try that way. G'day, Kevin.
Hey, Graham. Good to see you, man.
I don't think I've ever said I love your profile pic.
Oh, what?
Your profile pic. The picture that you have that comes up when you don't have camera on.
Oh, yeah. It's a one-way sign. It's a shadow of like a cross.
With the shadow of the cross. Yeah.
Right.
Awesome.
That's right.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yep. Jesus is the only way. Amen.
Amen. I know you don't like me singing, but you're not going to stop me either.
Oh, Graham, it's okay.
One way God said to get to heaven, Jesus is the only way. One way to reach those pearly mansions, Jesus is the only way. No other way, no other way, no other way to go. One way God said to get to heaven, Jesus is the only way. Song I learned in Sunday school, one of the most important truths I've ever learned in my life.
Yes.
And look what I just bought today.
What'd you get? Oh, a shame muzzle.
What'd you call it?
A shame muzzle.
What'd you call it?
A shame muzzle.
Shame muzzle. No, it's not a mask. It's a mud guard. It's one of the ones that bikers use.
Oh.
It's not a mask. But I hope that everybody thinks like you, and that when they say I have to wear a mask, I just whack this up. And I can pretend it's a mask. It's not.
Is it easier to breathe through?
Yes.
Nice.
Yep. It's not as thick.
It's
Graham, it's basically it's a UV guard. It keeps insects off your face is one of the benefits. And especially when you're riding a bike, it keeps things like from hitting you. But it's mostly to keep the sun off. That's the primary purpose. It's called a mug guard. Well, at least here in Australia. Do you guys refer to your face as your mug?
Yeah, sometimes.
Right.
If you're trying to be insulting, like you say someone's got an ugly mug.
See, that's the thing about Australians. If someone uses something as an insult and you can't stop them from doing it, then you just take it on and go, okay, well, you can't insult me with it because I'm just going to accept it.
Or there's another term. If someone's giving you a nasty look, it's called mean mugging.
Bean mugging.
Mean mugging.
Oh, mean mugging. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm outside, so the volume's not the best.
Yeah, so am I. I'm at work in my booth, managing traffic.
I'll just turn the volume up a little bit. Doing a little bit of a test run.
Oh, okay.
So 25 minutes. 25 minutes, Joel, should start. You were going to ask me a question.
Oh, yeah. It was about your last stream, actually. So.
Oh, yes. Good.
I think you should come up with a way to moderate like who's speaking on the channel. Like when I was watching, I was getting really frustrated because you were trying to talk and then Nicholas kept trying like cutting in between, and then the atheist was getting on my nerves because he wasn't being reasonable with his position. I don't know if it was a language, but it was really frustrating to watch because he was trying to talk and then you would try to say something and Nicholas would try to intervene. And it's like three people talking over each other at once. Like, I would recommend maybe be like, all right, well, you get 5 minutes to just say your piece, and then I don't know, just a thought.
Yeah. It's complicated, and I don't want to give my opinion publicly. I think there's some things that I need to do privately, but they're going to be difficult to do. I'm not sure what will happen. And yeah, we'll see. I prefer if I'm talking to someone that let me say it this way. This is the more gracious way to say it. I prefer that if I'm talking to someone, I be allowed to talk to that person until I'm finished. But there are other ideas that people have out there, and I haven't figured out how to graciously say to people, please don't do that.
Well, that's it. Please don't do that.
Well, I have said that. And I don't know what the next step is when I feel like I'm not being heard on that.
Also, that other guy that joined, the bubblegum gun guy, he's
a moron.
He goes on Nephilim Free's channel all the time, and Neph always kicks him off because he gets into the weird stuff and the things he says. He contradicts himself, and he doesn't.
He's an idiot. He's a moron. He doesn't understand anything about logic. He doesn't understand. He's just playing little games. If he's either too stupid to realize how stupid he sounds, or he knows that if he does these stupid things, he can trap people who aren't quick enough to figure out what he's doing.
Yeah, he's also a polytheist.
No, he's a Satanist as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I guess that's one way to put it. But yeah, I've heard him have discussions with Nephilim Free, where he says he's talking about he believes Jesus, but he's just one of the gods. He gets into some weird stuff.
I actually had an interaction with him on SFT, but I was in the chat, and I tried to talk to him, and he kept being a moron, so I blocked him because I'm a moderator on SFT's chat, but SFT immediately unblocked him. And so I asked SFT to stop me as a moderator because I wanted to block him so that I don't have to see his stupidity. I don't need that. Like, I don't want that in my life. If he's not going to listen to reason, I don't want to see what he has to say. And I can't do that if I'm a moderator, but my moderation is rejected. So if you don't like my moderation, then don't make me a moderator. But SFT's point, and other people say the same thing, is I didn't make you a moderator so that you can moderate. I made you a moderator so that you can share links. Right? Well, I'd rather not share links than have that power and not be able to do anything about these morons, these demonic scum blocking up the channel, and you can't have a sensible conversation on the channel. So, but that's my opinion, and that's how I want my channel run. I want the chat to be respectful and intelligent. And if people are going to be stupid, they get a couple of warnings. And if they keep being stupid, and I mean demonically stupid in whatever way, I don't care. If they keep telling lies and won't back off and refuse to be logical, then they need to be blocked. They need to be banned permanently until they wake up to themselves. That's how I want things to run, because this is a truth channel. We're not here to waste time feeding trolls.
Right. Well, I look at it pretty much the same way. You know, if someone's hungry after the truth, even if right now they have an incorrect position, but they are open and honest to have conversation and hungering the truth, then I'd welcome them. Yeah.
And like you were saying, like, I could have that conversation with Luca. Luca wasn't quite getting it, but Luca was being respectful. He wasn't being logical, but he was being respectful. Whereas moron, whatever his name is, because he never gave a name, so I don't know what to call him except moron.
Bubblegum gun. That's all I know by.
Oh, that's right. That's what I wanted to call him. Bubble brain. So Bubble Brain, all he wanted to do was play semantic games and change the meaning of consequences halfway through the discussion. So he'd ask a question where your assumption would be that the meaning of consequences was the regular meaning. But then as you're going along, he switches the meaning and goes, oh no, I'm using this definition of consequences. And you go, well, that's not what consequences mean. What are you doing? And he'd ignore that and go, it's just a simple question. No, it's not a simple question, because you're changing the definitions of words. So you're making it complicated, but trying to pretend it's simple and trying to pretend that we're dodging, right? He accused me of dodging, and then he accused me of running away. When I said enough of this is moronic balderdash, and blocked him.
Yep.
It's just, what is wrong with these people? They're imbeciles.
Yep,
but it's demonic. It's demonic imbecility. They have rejected the truth. They've rejected the light. They hate the light. And so they have to be morons.
Even people that I would consider, brothers in the Lord do the same thing, like the Calvinists. Like us, that reject their belief system would use the same terminology and stuff they do, but they have a different meaning than we do. And the Roman perverted Catholic Church does the same thing too.
Change the meaning of words. On that.
So yeah, I think word definition is bad. Like when people
hang on. I have to pull you up for a second, because you started talking about Christians, then you mentioned Calvinists, and then you jumped over to Roman Catholics. That's a big leap. Some Roman Catholics are Christians.
I was just saying
most Roman Catholics are not Christians.
I know, but they use terminologies that we would use, but they have different meanings.
Yeah, I know, but I want to make sure that everybody else that's listening to this, because this is going out to the public, so I want to make sure people understand we're not saying that Roman Catholics are Christians just by the fact that they call themselves Christians. Most Roman Catholics are not saved.
Absolutely.
Because they're not taught the gospel in their cult. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah, it's a perversion of Christianity. Oh, what is that you got there? It's like blurry. Is it like ham and cheese in there? As Graham stuffs his face on the stream.
That's why you're on the stream, mate, so that I can eat. But did you see what Doki said? Looking good, Graham. Fresh bread trim.
Nice.
Well, he means beard, but he said bread. And I went, oh, that's right. I've got my toasty sitting there. Thanks, Bobby. You reminded me to have a bite. Yeah, every so often I give this. So the sides I do a number one, because it doesn't get very thick. Here I do a little bit longer, but I trim this up and I cut it off my top lip.
Yep.
I hate hair sitting on when it gets down to the lip. Hate that.
Me too.
So as soon as I start feeling that, time for a trim.
Yep.
So I don't, you know how with a electric razor you can get those plastic things for different lengths.
Yeah.
I don't put the plastic thing on at all. So Bronson or whoever they are, what they usually have is they have a little swing guard on the side, whatever you call it, and it changes the length of the blades, the bare blades.
Mm-hmm.
So I put it down to 0 essentially, to do the sides and trim everything off the lip. And then I put it out to full, just the bare metal out to full, to do the rest of my moustache and my beard. And soon I'm going to have to get a haircut. Look at this.
Yeah, your hair's
way too long.
Yeah. Now it's like waving up. There you go. But it's still puffed up a little.
Yeah. Now it looks stupid. Oh well.
So the special guest you have coming on,
dry.
Is he going to be focusing on like the literal 6 days of creation, or is he just talking about creation in general?
Well, I don't know how much he'll get into 6 days and a 6,000-year-old Earth and stuff like that. He probably will mention it. So the main topics, if I get out of, I can't go look, because hang on, let me open it on my phone. I can look it up on my phone. So he wants to talk about a few different things.
Is this someone that SFT has had on before?
I don't think so. I haven't seen him. I don't think he does a lot of public, or hasn't. Give me just a second and I'll email him. And we are live. So his name's Joel Tay. He grew up in Singapore. Excuse me. So creation impacting the culture. He will talk about fossils, especially how quick fossils form. Mount St Helens, which is evidence that geology can happen very quickly as well. And what the Bible says about the age of the earth. So he will deal with the age of the earth, not so much necessarily 6 days, but we're going to have a question time afterwards as well. I don't know how long we'll go for, but I can't go longer than 2 hours. Once he starts, I have 2 hours. So I've got 2 hours and 10 minutes from now. Age of the earth, and why is it important for Christians to equip themselves to reach their friends and family? Which is really looking forward to this one. I think this is one of the things that'll help kickstart my channel. Sounds like Kevin's working. And we've only got 3 people watching the stream at the moment. Let me just...
Did you send out an email to everybody?
No, I can't. I can only do that on my PC. And I also can't pin a post because I'm not on my PC. I'm only on a tablet. And so it's really limited. If I get out of this tab and go to another tab, the screen freezes. And there's only certain things I can do on the screen. Anyway, it's all good. God is good.
Well, for everyone who's watching, please subscribe and like the video and ring the bell so that way Graham doesn't have to send out emails. You can just get notified when he goes live.
Yeah, well, that's if people are watching YouTube.
Right.
But it depends how you've got your notifications set up. But yeah, that's another good way to do it. Eventually, I will stop sending emails once the channel gets big enough. So people are going to have to start figuring out a way to make sure that they don't miss out, rather than relying on me to send emails, especially if I'm going to be using the tablet more often than the PC. And I won't be able to send emails. The other option is that we set up a group somewhere else in YouTube, Facebook or somewhere, where I can let people know there. But I want to get off Facebook. I want to get off YouTube. I try and figure out how I can set something up there, but I haven't figured it out yet. So how's work been, Kevin?
Not bad. Past couple of days was pretty slow and stuff because it was Labor Day, so the guys pretty much had off, so it's been pretty quiet.
Yep. And how's your back been?
A little better.
Nothing new?
I mean, it's a little better. I went out for a little walk the other day. Tried to go a little further than I usually do. It did start bothering me. I did have to sit down, but I'm trying.
I've thought of some other things that could help you. Have you heard of, I think they call them butt crunches. So basically, while you're sitting, you squeeze your buttock muscles.
Yeah.
So basically, you're pulling your buttock muscles in. I actually strained my back a couple of weeks ago, and ever since I've been on holidays, I must have done it packing the car or something. And I was waking up to roll over in bed every time that my body said you need to roll over. The pain would be so bad in my back, it would wake me up so that I could roll over. But that started to settle down. So I've been doing my, the exercise that I told you, pulling your stomach muscles in. I keep doing that, but that wasn't really helping me a lot. And then I started doing the butt crunches. Because while I'm driving the car, you can't exercise a lot, but you can do the butt crunches. Bouncing in your seat. I used to do that at work as well. It looks funny if someone's watching you. What on earth is that guy doing? But it's a good exercise. It's really good for your back.
So how exactly do you perform the exercise?
What was the other thing? There's a couple of other things I tried. Oh, have you you know, um, just so while you're sitting, you just pull your um. It's hard to explain how to do it, but if you can find
Graham, you dropped out of your stream. Graham, I don't know if you realized, but I think you dropped out of the stream.
G'day, is everyone still there? Did I lose Kevin as well? Sorry, my internet dropped out on that device, so I'm on my phone now using my phone internet, which isn't as good. And where is... I'm just realised we're still half an hour early. It's still half an hour before we're supposed to start. What happened to Kevin? This is why I need someone on the stream in case things like this happen. Right, so what do we do now? Let's try setting up that. I've got nowhere to set my phone up. Let's try setting the phone up down there. Sorry about this, but this is the trials and tribulations of Outback internet in Outback Australia. It is unreliable. G'day, Mac Jones. Still half an hour before we start with Joel, the scheduled programming. So I'm trying to iron out a few internet bugs. I have some internet issues because I'm traveling. And I'm using a free Wi-Fi at the place that I'm staying at because that's the best internet here. But then that died on me for some reason. Some reason I don't know. Actually, no, we should be started. Where's Joel? Something's not going. Something's not right. Joel should be here. Looks to me like the devil's trying to stop this. So it's not half an hour. We're running late now. I don't know what's going on. Oh, internet's back on the other device. So let's see if I can get back into. I don't think you've ever been on my channel before, Mac, unless you have another name that I don't recognize, Mac. I'll just try and set it up on this other device and see if I can find what's happened to Joel. Oh, I'm an idiot. This is the wrong day. It's actually tomorrow. Far out. I'm an idiot. I've gone a day early. This is the problem with crossing time zones. I'm not only crossing time zones in my own country, but I'm going internationally and crossing time zones and getting days mixed up, not just hours. Oh, far out. That is so annoying. Well, this has been a good test run. I've figured out a couple of things, like the internet could drop out for no reason at any time. Oh, dearie me. Far out. Well, welcome, Mac. It's good to have you here. Despite the fumbling stream that I'm having. Oh boy, that is embarrassing. This is why you double check and then triple check and then check again and again and check everything. How interesting. I'm still trying to get back into my other device. Yes. 6 p.m. EST, 9th of September. And I've got, well, Queensland time, 8 a.m., 9th of September, Australian Eastern Standard Time. Yes, so 24 hours from 7 minutes ago, or thereabouts. Yes, it's the 8th for you guys, but it's the 9th for me here in Australia. Oh dear. Oh well, trials and tribulations, even if they're of my own doing. I need a secretary. I need someone to check these stupid little things for me. Too many things to think about. Now that I've gone live on that link, I can't use it again. I need to create another one. So, dokie dokie, we're going to have to create another link, unfortunately. Thanks for being my little marketing manager. If I get big enough one day, I'll give you a promotion. I'll give you a full-time job. Oh, it's so embarrassing. So frustrating. Oh, come on. Why won't this work? I'm about to give up, shut this down, and I'm going to have to spend a little bit of time because we have to move rooms today. And I'm going to have to send out the new link. I'm going to have to find all of my StreamYard list. I'm going to have to let everyone know, new link. But the internet's not working. It's not an invalid username or password. That is the valid username and password. No, that is correct. Why are you telling me I'm signed in but asking me to sign in? So yeah, Mac, if you subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications bell so that you get all notifications, then it should come up with the new stream should appear as soon as I create the next stream for 24 hours from now. Otherwise, just keep an eye out in 23 hours. It should give you a notification half an hour before I'm due to go live. And it will also give you a notification when I go live, which might be early, like I did today. And I don't just mean 24 hours early. I actually went 25 hours early. I went at least half an hour early, if not an hour early, for when I thought it would be, which is probably what I'll do tomorrow. Right, now the other device is working properly. Far out. Now it's telling me I've been signed out again. Stop it. You're being very annoying. I'm going to shut this down because I need to fix some things and I don't know what's going on and I don't have reliable internet and it's going to be the same internet tomorrow. We should have stayed somewhere else. But this is the problem. When you're traveling, you don't know how good things are going to be until you get there. And then if it doesn't work, what do you do about it? And I can't just travel, an hour away because there is no hour away that's better than where I am. I have to travel 2 or 3 hours and maybe it'll be better. And then another 2 or 3 hours where I am at the moment. I'm in very remote outback Australia, between Northern Territory and Queensland. Catherine was the last definitely reliable internet that I had, and then it's just one small town after another, every few hundred kilometers, every couple of hours. And now I've got to a place, there was one about every hour, but most of them had no internet. Now I've got to a place where there's only a town every 2 hours or 3 hours even, and I don't know what their internet is like. Yeah, God will look after us. That's one of the things that he's been teaching me the last couple of weeks. Actually, I'll tell you about this. For those of you that are still here, people are still there, so I'll tell you about this. We've been trying to move about 2,000 miles away from where we live. We were in a fairly remote town in the outback, and it was 2,000 miles away from where I grew up, and I've been trying to get back closer to where I grew up, home, where my parents live and my brother, and just the region I grew up and what I'm used to. And so that's what we're doing. We're traveling back there. And we've had a few issues trying to do that. But it's been working out. So we purchased a house in Kununurra where we've been living I was there for nearly 19 years, over 18 and a half years. And we'd taken out a mortgage on this house. And what do we do with the house? Do we rent it out? That can be very difficult, especially when you're living a long way away. Do we try and sell it? That's very difficult in the current market. House prices are down, and the house is worth less than our mortgage. Oh, g'day, Paul. But God's been working things out, one thing after another, and I haven't had to worry about anything. I do worry because it's just natural to worry, but things have been working out. And one of the things, I'll tell you, one of the many stories that we've had happen is that we were trying to rent the house because we didn't think we'd be able to sell it. I haven't even tried to sell it, but I wasn't trying very hard to rent it either. I hadn't started to advertise. I hadn't talked to any agencies. I hadn't done anything except talk to a couple of friends, and a few people were interested, but no, not really our thing. It's a bit small. It's a smallish 2-bedroom, not really small, but smaller for Kununurra. And it's probably not presentable for most people. Most people would look at it and go, "Oh, this doesn't look well looked after." But it has been well looked after in terms of structure and something. It just needs a little bit of tidying up to look a bit nicer. And the rent was a bit high. And the reason the rent is high is because that's what I need to pay the mortgage. But because the housing market is tight, I was expecting it won't be too much difficulty trying to rent it out. there's a lot of demand for places to rent, and people were telling me, yep, you can ask for $450 a week, and you will get it. But we hadn't. Anyway, this guy turns up at the house wanting to buy the trumpet that I was selling. I had a trumpet that I thought was a cornet, and he was saying, no, I don't think that's a cornet. I'm pretty sure it's a trumpet. Anyway, he comes to look at it. No, that's definitely a trumpet, not a cornet. So not really interested, because he wanted a cornet, which has a smoother tone than a trumpet. Trumpet has more of it sounds a bit more harsh than a cornet or cornet. Anyway, got to talking, found out he's a Christian. I know his son has lived in Kununurra for quite some time. They'd only just got to town a week before or 2 weeks before or something, and were just looking around to see if they could move to Kununurra. And he was telling me they were living in a caravan park. They were finding it hard to find places to rent. And I said, well, this place is up for rent. And after talking a bit, he clearly wasn't interested in our house. He sort of a little bit interested, but after asking, not that interested. Anyway, the Saturday before we leave, he rings me and says that they were going to leave town, but their son really, really wanted to stay. The Friday night before, he'd gone to the Baptist youth group, made some friends, really, really wanted to stay. So they went, we can't find anywhere to rent. His wife had already turned down 3 jobs. And he was like, they decided to leave. They'd knocked these jobs back, including the job that she had knocked back on the Friday that was due to start on the Monday, because they couldn't find anywhere to live. And then their kid comes home Friday night, really want to stay. So they change their minds. Well, they didn't change their minds. They're like, well, where can we stay? And Graham's place. So Saturday morning, he rings me, is your place still available to rent? And we'll take it for $450. No quibble, no try and beating me down, nothing. We'll take it for $450 a week. And yeah, they're moving in. They haven't moved in yet because, so yesterday, my time, Wednesday, which is still Wednesday there, but I'm in Thursday. So yesterday, my time, we had we've got lino tiles for the floor. We had that stripped and sealed, and they've got to leave it for a couple of days. So they're planning on moving in on Saturday. They were going to move in last Saturday, but because of that, they have to wait. But we've been getting a whole heap of work done on the house. We've put in a gate for him so that he's got somewhere to park his trailer. We left behind 2 beds for them and chairs and a table. Just a whole heap of stuff going on. But it's one thing that's been falling into place after another. I mean, I could tell you dozens of stories. There's a guy that's been helping me. We'd still be there. We would be not even halfway finished what I need to be done. Like, it would take me weeks, months to do what we did, because this other guy, young guy, he could do all the heavy lifting and all of the hard work. $450 a week, which is pretty cheap for Kununurra, really. There's people paying $600 or more a week for a 3-bedroom. $450 is a bit high for a 2-bedroom, especially a small 2-bedroom. But the demand for housing in Kununurra is that great, and there's so many jobs. So people are coming for jobs that look like they're good pay, but then you go, well, where do I live? And you've got to pay a fair bit of it in rent or mortgage. Anyway, Kununurra is growing. So I don't have any concerns about being able to sell the place ultimately. And yeah, it'll be no problem. But that's what I'm saying. God will work it out. God has been looking after us, and I've really got to keep remembering that, despite the little glitches that happen and things that I panic about and things that don't go the way that I expect. Anyway, I might shut this down unless you want to jump on the stream and have a chat, Paul. I've got things that I've got to do to set up, because I've used the show that I'm supposed to do in 24 hours. I've just done. Well, I've just done the stream, so I need to set up another link now. I've mucked this up. So I need to set all of that up, and I can't do that while I'm talking and trying to pay 100% attention there. I need to send emails. I need to do a few things. But up to you, Paul. If you've got a little bit of time to hop on, I'd love to have a chat, because we haven't talked for a little while. I'd love to know what's going on in your part of the world. Okay. Yes, I'll let you know, Bobby. I've got your email address, so I can email you anyway. And if you can spread it around, I'll also put it on this video, so that people know. Paul's going to bed, so I'm going to shut this down. That's right. And we know, Kevin, and we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are the called according to his purpose. We know. I'll see you later. I'll send another link. I've got to go move rooms. We're in a cabin at the moment and moving to a motel room. And I'll set up another link, set up another for the next stream. And yep, I'll catch you all later. Thanks for being with me. Bye.